In today's video, I want to run you guys through a new rumor coming from well-known insider Tidux over on Twitter that is pointing towards a lot of new PlayStation 4 and PSN features coming very soon, including game gifting, time log, and more. These are some highly requested features, and I want to talk about the importance of them and when we could be seeing them, because all of these improvements coming at the same time probably would point towards some sort of major software update like Software Update 7.0. Outside of that, we gotta talk a little bit about Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Online has been a little bit of a mixed bag. I think a little bit is saying it softly. However, not everybody has been a big fan of Red Dead Online, but you will be able to play it free without PlayStation Plus until May 27th. Now, you still have to own the game, and they are adding a lot of improvements to the game as well, and they're updating it, so hopefully Red Dead Online continues to get better, and we'll go over some of the updates. Outside of that, Take-Two has also revealed their Q4 2019 financials report, and wow, Red Dead Redemption 2 is selling incredibly well, and GTA 5 continues to kill it. Want to take a look at some of their numbers because they are absolutely astronomical. First up, let's talk the rumor that the PlayStation 4 is gonna get a lot of new features. Tidux over at Twitter, who is a well-known insider, he tweeted upcoming features for the PlayStation 4 UI coming. Wishlist gifting for the PlayStation Store, which is something we've wanted for so long, something that seems so easy and something that should be in just about any digital platform. The ability to wishlist your games, gifting for your games. I've always said the wishlist feature is something that is so powerful in the sense that now more than ever, the PlayStation Store is getting an influx of so many games, whether they be big budget games or they be the indie games. There are a lot of great games coming out, and a lot of them just come out and then get completely forgotten about after a couple of weeks. Well, if you actually have a wishlist feature, for a lot of you guys, I know you don't want to pick up every game on day one, and rightfully so, no one has the budget to do that, but at the very least, give us the option to add games that we have a modicum of interest for to a wishlist, so down the line, when it is on sale, when we have a refound interest in the game, we can just go to our wishlist and buy it that way, because a lot of these games otherwise are going to be completely forgotten about. The PlayStation Store hasn't gotten to the point like Steam where there are literally thousands upon thousands of games being released every month, but there are a lot of games being released on the PlayStation Store, and if you're the type of gamer where you only keep your pulse on, the couple of games every month that you're interested in, and every other game kind of goes to the wayside, and you'll maybe look through the PlayStation Store once a month, you'll see a game that's kind of interesting, but you'll be like, okay, I'm not going to buy it right now, but down the line, maybe. Well, down the line, you're gonna completely forget about that game after 100 million other games come out, and that's a real problem. So adding a wish list would be fantastic, and then you have gifting as well. Obviously, that should be a part of the PlayStation Store with so many people buying games digitally. The ability to buy games for your friends, of course, that should be a feature that's there, so hopefully that comes sooner rather than later. Here's another feature that I would also love because it would show us how hard we go on some games. How about a time log and stats for all games on dashboards? That means you would actually have the ability to see how many hours you've spent in a game. This is something that Steam already does and a lot of other PC platforms do it. I believe Xbox also does it, but I don't know. There's just something about being able to look at the stats of your game and saying, oh, I spent 100 hours in Red Dead Redemption 2, or oh, I spent 50 hours in Nier Automata playing through that game over and over again. Whatever the case may be, I think that just adds a little bit of quality to your purchase, being like, okay, I might have spent $60 on this game, but guess what? I spent 100 hours on the game, I spent 50 hours on the game, and it kind of gives us a little bit of an idea of how much we're no-lifing some of these games, but nonetheless, that's a feature I would love to see come to the PlayStation 4. Also, how about trophy progression? Now, this is getting confused a little bit. Some people aren't understanding what trophy progression is. Some people are thinking that, oh, I can already see the percentage I'm completed with the game based on how many trophies I have. No, I don't think that's what they're pointing to. Understand that there are some trophies that are like kill 100 enemies in the world, or kill 100 specific enemies, or collect 5 of these parts. Whatever the case may be, you guys get the idea and the trophies that I'm trying to explain. Well, trophy progression, to my understanding, would tell you, okay, you've killed 50 out of the 100 enemies that you need to kill, or you've done 50 out of the 100 side quests that you need to complete. Things like that, just to make the trophy progress a little bit more intuitive, and we don't have to keep track in our head of how many missions we've completed. A lot of games these days also have an in-game journal where it follows all those stats, but to have it directly available as a part of trophy progression, I think that would be an added benefit. And lastly, the ability to pin would also be introduced as a part of a new update and a new feature that is coming, so that's always good. Not much to talk about there, but something that would add to the overall experience that the PlayStation 4 offers. Now, those are a lot of major updates. It wasn't made aware on whether or not all of these updates would be dropping at once. If they were to drop all at once, I expect that they would all be rolled into some sort of major update, like an update 7.0. Update 6.5 was the last really major update. And not just an update to improve system stability or anything like that, but update 6.5 brought support for remote play on iOS and a lot more other features. If all of this was brought into one update, that would even eclipse update 6.5, but that would make update 7.0 pretty sizable. Hopefully sooner rather than later we get all of these features, because I think that would just add to the overall experience and improve the overall experience on the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation Network. Okay, moving on from that, something that definitely needs to add to its experience is Red Dead Online, and it is going to be adding to its experience as a lot of updates are coming. And if you own Red Dead Redemption 2 and you want to play online without PlayStation Plus, you can do that until May 27th. They're going to let you in on the game without PlayStation Plus, and a lot of new updates are being introduced into the game. The PlayStation blog has an in-depth post, but I want to go over some of that. There's a Land of Opportunities missions. The Revenge Saga of Jessica Leigh Clark expands today with new missions in a Land of Opportunities for both honorable and dishonorable players. After the epic showdown in Fort Mercer that concluded the last series of missions, players will help Miss Leigh Clark get closer to the truth behind the murder of her husband in more honorable gunslinger path Battle of the DeLobos Gang, and help Marshal Tom Davis save Valentine and his own neck. In the Outlaw Strand, outwit lawmen to assist Samson Finch in highway robbery and pull off a daring high-stakes theft. At the St. Dennis Bank, both paths lead to a rendezvous in Blackwater with a dangerous adversary. Also being introduced is some new free roam missions. Poker is being expanded. You'll be able to visit poker tables at towns and outposts across the map to challenge your friends to a private, invite-only game of Hold'em or raise the stakes and take a seat at a public table. That's where the buy-ins and rewards are going to be even higher. All poker tables seat up to 6 players, available in 5 locations: Blackwater, St. Dennis, Tumbleweed, Valentine, and Flatneck Station. Also, new in-game items will be introduced: a new revolver, clothing, and more. And they also noted, as far as what's next, in the weeks ahead, more additions to Red Dead Online, including new free roam characters as well as new showdown modes and lots more. This includes new free roam missions and clothing, along with all new PlayStation 4 early access content. More details are coming soon. So yes, while Red Dead Online has been a very mixed bag, and that's actually one of the reasons people are pointing towards the game dropping in price so quickly, because if you remember, Rockstar games generally hold up in price for a very long time, but in the case of Red Dead Redemption 2, you can already find the game for around $35, which is still a high price given that the game came out all the way back in October. But in the case of Rockstar titles, games hold up their $60 price point for a very long time. We're talking years at times. It took a very long time for Grand Theft Auto 5's MSRP to actually be dropped, and I thought we were in for something similar with Red Dead Redemption 2, but that wasn't the case at all. The game is absolutely worth the $35, even if you just play it solo and completely disregard the online component. But Red Dead Online was promoted as a big part of Red Dead Redemption 2, and it did start off with its stumbles, but hopefully as it continues to be updated, it gets better and better, and we do know that they're going to stay committed to the experience. And lastly, I do want to quickly note some Take-Two financials, because it is absolutely insane. They are making so much money, and so much money still off of Grand Theft Auto 5. If you keep track of the PlayStation Store top downloads every month, you may have noticed that Grand Theft Auto 5 is nearing the top of the list every month. It's usually in that number 5, number 6 spot, which is absolutely insane when you consider the fact that this game was released all the way back in 2013. Yes, it's been nearly 6 years since the initial release, and this game is still topping the charts, and it's been consistently at that position. This isn't a case of a remaster just being released and then it'll get to the top of the charts for 1 month and then it'll fizzle away. In this case, GTA 5 has persisted as a top seller, and now we know that Grand Theft Auto 5 has sold over, get this, 110 million copies worldwide. And the game is still continuing to sell copies. As far as Red Dead Redemption 2 sales, that has eclipsed 24 million copies, which is still incredibly successful. But comparatively speaking, GTA 5, yes, it's been out longer, but usually you expect sales numbers to completely fall off after this long of time. But that's where Rockstar has been absolutely brilliant, and Take-Two as well. They've managed to find a way to continue getting people to buy this game over and over again. They bought it on the PlayStation 3, then you might have bought it on the PlayStation 4, maybe you bought a PC version, maybe they'll port the game to the PlayStation 5, who knows? But they're gonna get you to keep buying these games over and over again, and I imagine they're gonna do something similar with Red Dead Redemption 2 and release that game on the PS5 with souped up visuals, whatever the case may be. But it should be noted that these games are incredibly expensive to develop for, so it's kind of obvious to see why they want to sell the game as many times as possible. Now, obviously, they're not so expensive that 110 million copies isn't gonna help them break even. No, they broke even a long time ago. They're just trying to make even more money, which as a business, I can't hate on them at all for that. They put a lot of effort into these games, as long as the employees are being compensated well, which has always been an issue. You're not gonna hear any qualms from me. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, it looks like the PlayStation 4 is gonna get some major updates to PSN, including wishlist and gifting for the PlayStation Store, time log and stats for all games, trophy progression, and the ability to pin. Very excited for all those updates. Speaking of updates, Red Dead Online will be getting a bunch of updates, and if you don't have PlayStation Plus but you have RDR2, you can jump into Red Dead Online without Plus until May 27th. And lastly, Take-Two is absolutely killing it from a sales standpoint. Grand Theft Auto 5 eclipsing 110 million copies worldwide. Red Dead Redemption 2 selling 24 million copies worldwide. Those are some incredible numbers. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.